you, Chief Kurtenbach. Good morning, Chairman Berline, members of the committee. I'm Executive Assistant Fire Chief Scott Walker, and I'll be providing the fire department's portion of the presentation for you today. I want to start with providing just a brief summary of the services that the fire department provides to our community. The Phoenix Fire Department is what is known as an all-hazards fire department. What this means is we provide 24-hour emergency response services that include fire response, including a regional fire dispatch system that serves over 25 different jurisdictions here in our region, emergency medical services, technical rescue services like confined space, mountain rescues, and hazardous material response, and a patient transportation service. Additionally, we provide for fire prevention and community education services to the residents of Phoenix. We do all this with approximately 1,706 sworn full-time FTE positions and approximately 350 non-sworn staff. We serve the community through 58 fire stations that are strategically located throughout the city's 520 square miles. And we have 4 additional facilities that include our administration, our training, and our support services. I want to provide a few data points to demonstrate the growing demand for services at the fire department. So from 2009 to 2019, demand for services of the fire department has increased at a rate of 46%, while during that same time frame, our capacity only increased by less than 10%. So that's new fire stations, new fire apparatus, new firefighters. So you can see we've had a diverging trend lines, and those continue to increase at an exponential rate. Since 2021, the rate of increase has escalated from an annual average of 4 to 6% to an annual average of 7 to 10% over the last 2 years. So you can see those trend lines are going to rapidly continue to diverge. For 2022, we are estimating that we will respond to over 245,000 calls for service by the fire department. Next, I want to provide just a little information about our community assistance program. That's because some of our projects will provide support for the CAP, or what we call the CAP program. So our CAP program has existed for several years in the fire service, but by actions of the Mayor and Council last fiscal year, we've significantly expanded this program. This program is key at really serving the community and addressing the needs of the community that often fall in the gap between the traditional fire and police services. This program consists of trained professionals that provide 24-hour on-scene crisis intervention that is focused on meeting the needs of the community members involved in traumatic situations, following up on frequent contacts to provide individualized care solutions, connecting individuals in need with community resources for ongoing support, and providing crisis and supportive services as needed to members as part of a wellness program. These services are provided through behavioral health specialists and peer support specialists. We're very excited about the expansion of this program and what it's going to mean for our community. So next, the fire department has conducted a very comprehensive process to identify our highest priority needs and for our 4 projects that we're bringing forward to the committee today. That process included utilizing an objective and data-driven analysis process utilizing multiple factors. We are fortunate in the fire service that we have clear measure standards that we can measure ourselves against to know how we are performing. Those standards include the National Fire Protection Association. For instance, they dictate that the first arriving fire engine should arrive on scene of a fire incident within 5 minutes and 20 seconds of dispatch. On an EMS scene, the first arriving ALS unit should arrive within 5 minutes of dispatch. We have the Arizona Department of Health Services. They regulate our ambulance service. They dictate that on our critical incidents, we need to have an ambulance on scene within 10 minutes, 90% of the time. And then we have the American Heart Association. They dictate that a 4-person first responder unit resuscitation team should arrive on scene to provide care for a cardiac event, a respiratory arrest, a drowning type event. And we know definitively that 4 to 6 minutes is the time frame that we need to arrive in order to provide the care that's appropriate for that patient. We also know that after 4 to 6 minutes, the mortality rate does increase for a patient, and as that increases as the time goes by. Additionally, we've compared the current system capacity compared to the needs. I've mentioned the diverging trend lines of 46% compared to 10%. We also look at our current response times. I've given you the standard of 5 minutes. Currently, the Phoenix Fire Department response time to EMS incidents on the 90th percentile scale is at 8 minutes and 55 seconds. So we are outside of the standard we are strive for every day. Based on the projected increase in call volume, increasing response times, increasing growth across the city, we are projecting that by 2026, we could see response times EMS incidents at 11 minutes and 37 seconds. We also look at projected growth trends. We work with and meet with the Planning and Development Department regularly on a quarterly basis to understand where the city is growing and going. We know the city is growing north, it's growing south, it's growing west, and it's growing up in the downtown area. So we want to try to have an idea where our highest priority needs are, and all this information then allowed us to build and create a 20-year facilities projection for fire stations in administrative space. That is the information that we utilize to produce the high priority projects that we're bringing forth to the committee today. We are submitting 4 prioritized projects for consideration, and these projects will have a total value of over $83 million over the 5-year period. So next I want to go into detail on the 4 projects that we're bringing forward to you. So our highest priority project that we are bringing forward is a replacement of Fire Station number 7, which will include facility for the CAP program. Fire Station number 7 is located at 4th Street and Hatcher in District 3. Simply put, Station 7 simply does not have the capacity and is unable to support the demand for services for that area. Station 7 was built in 1966, and it was designed for a different era, a much less diverse workforce. We did not have female firefighters in the workforce at that time. That station is 4,636 total square feet, including apparatus bays. The station houses the busiest engine company in the system, in the regional system. That engine company is projected to run to 5,894 calls for service this calendar year. And we also know, and can prove through data, that 28% of the calls for service in this primary first due of this station are being managed by secondary responses, meaning the stations in the neighboring area are having to respond into this area to provide service because Station 7 is already on an incident. This has a ripple effect throughout the system on response times and service delivery. So for replacement of Fire Station number 7 in the CAP location, our recommendation we're bringing forth is to construct a new 18,000 square foot 5-bay fire station. The 18,000 square foot does include the apparatus bays, and repurposing the existing station for the Community Assistance Program. This project is projected to cost $21,370,986,000 and would be entirely funded by the GoBond program. We would have ongoing operational costs, increase in costs of $3,727,000 for this project. So the impacts and the benefits to the community for this project would be increased service delivery capacity to the community, improved response times, would allow for an additional engine and rescue company to be assigned to the station, and would provide a strategic location for the Community Assistance Program vehicle and unit to be dispatched from. So our second highest priority project we're bringing forth is replacement of Fire Station number 13 and the CAP location. Station 13 is located at 47th Place and Thomas Road, just south, and it's located in District 6. And much like Station 7, simply put, the station capacity is unable to support the demand for service in this area. As a side note, this was the first station I ever worked in 29 years ago, and it was small and outdated at that time. This station was built in 1958. It is our oldest fire station in the system, and it too was built for a different era, I can assure you. It is only 3,340 square feet total, and that includes the apparatus bays. You can see in the picture, and that is not Photoshop, the engine barely fits into the apparatus bays. The station also houses one of the top 10 busiest engine companies in the system, projected to run 4,882 calls for service this calendar year. And finally, again, data will prove and show that 24% of the calls for service in this first due are being managed by other companies in the neighboring stations. So for the replacement of Fire Station number 13 in the CAP location, our projected scope would be to construct a new 18,000 square foot 5-bay fire station, again including apparatus bays, and to repurpose the existing station for the Community Assistance Program. This project is projected to cost $21,715,424,000 and would be entirely funded by the GeoBond program. We would have an ongoing operational cost for this project as well at $3,727,000. So the impact and the benefits of the community, again, increased service delivery capacity to the community, improve response times, allow for an additional engine rescue company in the station, and provide a strategic location for the Community Assistance Program to be dispatched from. So our third project we're bringing forth is replacement of Fire Station number 15 and CAP location. And I apologize if these seem redundant, but this is just the reality of where we are today. So Station 15 is located at 43rd Avenue, Camelback in District 5. This is in the Maryville area. This is an extremely busy area for the fire department. The station, too, simply does not have the capacity and is unable to support the demand for service to this neighborhood. The station was built in 1979, and while newer, still really designed for a different era than we see today. This station is a little bigger at 4,597 square feet than Station 13, but still not big enough for the demand for the service in this neighborhood. This houses one of the top 10 busiest engine companies as well, projected to run 5,086 calls for service this calendar year. And again, we know the data can demonstrate that 26% of the calls for service in this primary pursuit are being managed by other companies. And as I said, the Maryville area is very busy, so this has a significant ripple impact of service delivery throughout the entire Maryville area. So for this project, for the replacement of Fire Station 15 and the CAP location, the scope again we're bringing forth is to construct a new 18,000 square foot 5-bay fire station, including apparatus bays, and repurposing the existing station for the Community Assistance Program. This project is projected to cost $21,370,986,000 and would be totally funded by the GoBond program. And again, we would have ongoing operational costs of $3,727,000 for this project. The benefits of this project and impacts to that community would be increased service delivery capacity of the community, improved response times, allowing for an additional engine and rescue company in the station, and again, providing a strategic location for the Community Assistance Program to be dispatched from. So our fourth project we're bringing forth is a new fire station number 51. There is no existing location or no existing fire station in the location we're recommending. This is located in the northwest part of Phoenix. Again, we all know this is a very growing part of the city, and so because of that, we are bringing this project forward. This station would be located at the Interstate 303 and 51st Avenue in that area, and this would be in District 1. And as I said, this is a very growing part of Phoenix, and part of that growth, and much of that growth is being driven by the development growth occurring in Northwest Phoenix, but also the TSMC silicone chip wafer plant being built. This is the second largest wafer chip plant being built in the world. This is bringing significant industry, not just for this facility that spans almost 2 sections of land, over 1,200 acres, but also significant industry coming to the northern area of Phoenix to support the chip plant. We also know that this facility and other materials be in the northern Phoenix area will have hazardous type materials that could be transported or stored in facilities. We also know that this is in the area of a major commerce transport corridor. The I-17 and the I-303 is major commerce moves across the United States through these routes. In fact, the 303 is the bypass for commerce can bypass the downtown Phoenix area and move to the western part of the country. So there's a significant need in the northwest part of Phoenix for a new station. So for new fire station number 51, our scope would be to construct a new 20,000 square foot 5-bay fire station. This again includes the apparatus bays. This project would be projected to cost $24,545,514. There is additional funding that could be available in the form of impact fees and other sources we are examining. So our projecting impact of the GeoBond program would be $18,545,515. We would have ongoing operational costs of $7,529,000 for this station because this is a net new station to the system. So the impacts and the community benefit of this project would be increased service delivery capacity to the community in the northwest part of Phoenix, certainly improved response times to the northwest part of Phoenix. This station would allow for a new ladder, a new ambulance or rescue, hazmat support, and a battalion chief company. This would be what we call a hub type station in the system. This also would provide for increased response time or increased ability to manage hazardous material incidents, not just in this immediate area, but also for the region as well. So with that concludes my portion of the presentation. I will now turn it back over to Assistant City Manager Bays for the summary.